Hello, my name's Kurt, and in this video we're going to go ahead and install Longhorn on our KS3 cluster. So you might be asking, what is Longhorn? Longhorn is a lightweight open source storage solution for your KS3 cluster. Basically what it does is just provides persistent storage across all your nodes. Install Longhorn. But before we install it, since we already installed a whole bunch of stuff on this mini PC cluster, if we go to install Longhorn right now, we have to do some extra stuff to get Longhorn to know and how to provide the storage needed for all the stuff that we installed on it. So we can do that, or we can do it the real hard way, and that's wipe out our cluster and start from the beginning again, which of course I did. But we're going to jump ahead here a little bit. So what I did was I basically installed the KS3 on the cluster again, and then I installed Metal LB, and that's where I stopped. Now we're going to install Longhorn next, and then we'll install Traffic, and then we'll install Adgar, and then we'll install Uptime Kuma. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. So you see here I'm on my control cluster, and the next thing we want to do is install our beloved program called Longhorn. But before we go ahead and do that, we have to do some stuff for the internal small computer system interface crap that you need to put on here. We have to make sure that's set up, and that's just done by installing some additional software on our systems. But we have to do it on all three. We have to do it on the control and the nodes. So no matter what, if you have 10, a big cluster of 10, you have to put it on all those 10. But I only have 3, so we're going to go ahead and do this. Here's the first command, and we'll let it rip. Now again, all this stuff here, you go down the description below, there should be a link to all the commands that I'm using and all the information that I spewed out to you verbally on this video. So let's go ahead and hit the next one. And now we have to go to the other two. I have to go to my 2 worker nodes, so I'll pause the video here and I'll just do those same set of commands on those other 2 nodes. So you can see here, I did install it on my node, so now I'm going to head and, whoops, now I'm going to exit out of this, and then I'm going to exit out again, and now I'm back here. Let's do a clear, and now let's actually install the bugger, and we're going to do that by using Helm. So we're going to go ahead and now let's see if I screw up this command here. Let's see how bad this goes. Alright, so now we have it installed. So next, we have to see what IP address our system gave it. So since we have Metal LB and we got a pool, we have to see where it brought it. So it brought it to 53. You can see that Longhorn is on .53 in our previous installation of this KS3 cluster. 53 was used for Adgar. So what we have to do here is we have to move .53 to one of the pool addresses that we gave it. So we see we have our pools. All right, this is, I want to give it an IP address between .20 and .29 because we want to keep 53 for our Adgar. So let's see here. Let's just throw this other command in here. So we're okay there. So let's go ahead and hit clear. We know that we're using 53 now. Go back up here and do that. And we want to change this. I'm going to change this to 61. Now why 61? Because I'm going to put traffic on 60. So we need to do that. And we needed to get this command to go ahead and do it. I just went in that directory for its and giggles, because that's where we're going to start working and to install our other apps on our cluster here. We want to do this here. Now hopefully this will work. See here, I want to change this IP address. Let's see what happens here. I want to change this to 21. And let's see if this works here. I might have to bring up that other thing. So that's what you need. You didn't need all the bullshit on the end there. I don't know what the hell happened there, but whatever. So there you have it. Now we moved it to 21. Now we can go ahead and install the rest of our stuff, which we'll do here shortly. But first, let us go to Longhorn. So let me show you how to get there. Sorry. So I'm going to bring over a page, and we're going to type in 192.168.2.21. All right, and then boom, there it is. All right, so there's our, so that worked. So we got some nodes here. They're all up and running. Our volumes, we're not ready yet for our volumes. Done as we install stuff. So, which is all we need to worry about right now. That's some advanced bullshit here. So, let's get back to installing traffic now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let's make a file underneath our .cube directory. Instead of calling it dashboard, I'm just going to go ahead and call it traffic. Like in the last video, I called it dashboard, but now I'm going to call it traffic. So we're going to hit that, and then let's go ahead and copy some stuff in it. But I might have jumped the gun here. We need to first install traffic. Let's go ahead and grab that set of commands. So we're going to do our standard helm. All right, and then we're going to update again. All right, and now we're going to see if this beloved command works. And hit the magic enter. Terminate. Get pods all. And now we can see what the hell we have here. So you can see all the Longhorn crap. Our metal, and yes, that actually is installed now. So now what we got to do, of course, create the YAML file or the YAM file, whatever the hell you want to call it. So now we're going to do traffic, hit that, click on here, hit A, we're going to hit append, did it take it, and that's the wrong thing. Now here, what I'm going to do here is, so we're just going to use the IP address. Oop. I'm going to remove this portion here, so we're just going to use whatever, so we can use the IP address with that. So let's go ahead and remove that. Now, again, you can go down in the description below, and you can be able to get to all this information. So go ahead, look down there below. I'm doing it all the way. Let's get rid of that. This should work. Get rid of that. Don't get rid of that. We need to close parentheses. So now we're going to hit this. And then we're going to hit save, and now we have it. And then we're going to go ahead and apply that. So we're going to do that, apply, -F, and it's going to call traffic, and there. So now let's go to pods, still there. Let's go to SVC and see what if it gave it anything. So it gave it 53, which we don't want because that's for our ADGAR. So now we have to change that to the proper IP address. So we want to give it 20. So let's see if this command will give it 20 without us putting in, like we did with Longhorn. And yeah, so it gave us 20. So grab the first one. So that's good. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Right? And see here, it assigned 2 IP addresses. We have 8 available. So assign 2 out of here. All right, so next, what comes next? is we're going to install AdGar. So let's go ahead and install AdGar. But before we install AdGar, let's go to the dashboard for traffic. So it's basically going to be HTTP. In this case, it's going to be the IP address that we add. And then remember, we had to do slash. Maybe one of these days I'll learn to dashboard slash and hit enter. And there we have it. So we see it works. All right. Now if we want to go back to our Longhorn and change that IP address, you see that we're still good. All right, we still have our nodes, and we still have no volumes. So, all right, let's continue on with AdGar. All right, so now we'll do a ls-l, and we see we have our traffics, should be K there, and then our metal lab, and then of course the config for Longhorn. Now we want to create AdGar crap. So we need to create a persistent storage YAML file, and then the actual service YAML file, whatever you want to call it. I mean, that's what we just need to do. So we're going to create two files. The first one's going to be minus the parentheses. Okay, that's persistent volume. All right, we're going to hit the magic A to append right here. We give it 5 and all that. All right, read, write once, all this stuff here. So now we got persistent volume claim. And then we're going to hit the magic escape colon WQ exclamation. And now that's done. That's the first one. And then we're going to go ahead and create our AdGar service file. So you can call that whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it app, AdGar app, because we can. Or enter. Now hit A. Click on it. Hit A. All right. And now we have it here. This is all the stuff here. So let's go back up. Here's our persistent storage stuff. Let's go back up. Make sure that we're on 53. Nice. If you're running this on something else, you want to put your other IP address there. And now here, what we're going to do here is we're going to have to go to port 3000 first. But then after we're done setting it up, we'll just have to go to 80. We're not going to have to go into traffic and move it. Or when you hit a certain URL, it moves it to port 3000. We're going to be automatically on port 80. And as you saw up here, we're going to assign it its own IP address. So let's hit escape, colon, WQ, exclamation point, force it. Then, like always, we have to now apply both YAML files. All right, we can do it all at once, but let's go ahead. We're going to apply the first one. Okay. And then we're going to apply the second one. Okay. All right. And now let's do our get SVC dash A, capital A for all, and we'll see what we got here at the top. All right. This is exactly what we wanted. Right. Looking good. All right. Now we get our pods. PODS and see what other crap. You see we got it here. So we got AdGar over here. I put it in the default main namespace. All right. And now we have to get to AdGar. And we're going to do that again by bringing our beloved browser over. And let's see if this works. Should be 3000 to begin with, right? That's what they tell us, but it's not found. And that's because we got dashboard there. T3. There we go. Let's hit get started. We're going to leave it at port 880. All right. Hit the magic next. We'll put in our passwords and stuff. Like, we should know what my password is for now. Right. The hacker proof Cisco 123. All right. We're going to put that in there. All right. Cisco 123. The perfect password. All right. We'll hit next. We'll hit close. We don't care about that. We'll hit next again. Open dashboard. Put in our fantastic username. Put in our hack-proof password. Hit sign in. We don't care about that. And there we go. We already got queries on there because I have some devices that are already connected to .53. So that's good. That's what we want. Now let's go to Longhorn, which is 192.1. That's not going to work. Mother of poop. There we go. We got one volume now. And why do we have one volume? Because we created persistent storage. Hit our nodes. And boom. There it is, people. There it freaking is, man. It's awesome, isn't it? It's actually awesome. At least it's working. Ooh. All right, enough about that. So what else do we want to do here? So now we'll go to our settings. We're going to set up our filters. I have no DNS rights here. We can add those in later, but let's just add one for its and giggles. We'll go add guard dot home dot ARPA. Put the IP address in. Maybe we'll put the IP address in. Good if I had numbers locks on. Mother. Cool. So that's working. So next is Uptime Kuma. So let's install Uptime Kuma, which is going to be our next one. So that's going to be relatively easy. What we're going to do now is we're going to create another YAML file. And what we're going to do now is we're going to combine, show you different ways you can do this. We're going to combine our persistent storage and the service into one file. Okay, so this shows you a different way. So let's just call it VI, and then we're just going to call it, just for everything giggles, we do call it Uptime dash Kuma, and then our beloved YAML. All right, I'm going to hit that and append. Now, 23. We can make it 22. Because we're using 20, 21. I'm going to change that to 22. Go up. Oh, that's not going to work. Let's change that to 22. Okay, we're gonna give that much space. We always can change that later if you wanna. All right, escape. Let me go colon WQ and then exit. But what do we need to do next? What do we need to do? What do we need to do? Well, we need to apply it. we need to apply it. Now, go ahead and put on our perfect username and our hack-proof password again. And now we're done there, right? Settings, appearance, dark. Let me stretch this out a little more. Okay, so there we go. Settings, maintenance, nope, dash. No status pages. Won't care about it. See, we can import. I think I have a file somewhere. Let me see if I can find my file first. Find my file. Where the hell did I put my file? Huh, so now I gotta click all these. But that's all what we care about anyway, right? Yeah, it's looking for a DNS entry. So we can go back to our AdGar. DNS rights. Enter. Put that in. Now let's see if that changes. Let's hit pause. And then let's hit resume and see if it there. There we go. It found it. So that is good. So that brings us to the end here. As you can see, we reinstalled our cluster, went to Metal LB, then installed Longhorn, then installed Traffic, then we went to AdGar, then we went to Uptime Kuma. So with that, we're done with this redo of my K3s cluster. And again, don't forget to look down below. There'll be a link so you can get all these commands and all that stuff again. And you can see here, all on their own IP addresses. So with that, I hope everybody have a happy and wonderful day. We'll see you at the next video.